Let's talk about AI. What is AI? Do you remember these problems from primary school? These were all about problem solving, reasoning, logic. That was all about trying to find patterns. And in a nutshell, that's what AI is. AI takes data and tries to find patterns in that data. When we look at the shapes we used to play around with in primary school, we never really understood what the shapes meant, or sometimes even what the numbers meant. It's the same thing with the AI. AI doesn't really care what these symbols and this data means. All it cares about is patterns. It looks at data and comes up with patterns. And out of that patterns, it creates a formula, what the AI experts call a model. So the model is essentially a formula, right? And the formula is essentially telling you what the patterns in the data are. So you can then apply that formula to new data and find either the answer or the response that you need. Right? So how does AI know what the pattern is meant to be? This is where the training data comes in. You have to give the AI a set of data and a set of answers, or a set of problems and a set of answers. And then once it's learned the relationship between the problem and the answers, it can then apply that same formula or the model to new problems to give you the right answer. Right? And that's where big data comes in. Right? AI needs loads and loads of data, essentially loads and loads of problems and answers. And the more the data, the better. The same way in primary school. The more problems you have, the better you are at coming up with the formula or the pattern that you're looking for, right? If you're given 2 numbers, it's very hard to figure out what the pattern is on that. But when you're given 3 numbers, 5 numbers in a series, 10 numbers, 60 numbers, right? And it's the same thing with AI. It needs loads and loads of data for it to give you more and more accurate formulas or more and more accurate models. AI is able to do this on a lot more data. We're talking about potentially billions and trillions of problems and answers. It can look at billions of parameters. So that's what AI is. It's essentially finding patterns like we did in primary school, but it's doing that on a massive, massive scale, on terabytes and petabytes of data. And essentially coming up with models and formulas that you can then use to essentially present new problems and get answers.